It is still sprinkling here in Lawrence, Kansas, but a little bit of an hour and 30-minute delay. We are about ready to play some baseball here in Lawrence, Kansas. First time ever KU has hosted this regional. We've got ourselves an elimination game between Northeastern and Missouri State. The NCAA Baseball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? It's good to see the guys on the field and battle tested. Take a look at the bracket, and elimination game means a lot right now.
Yeah, it starts to get real here. And the first one of this Lawrence Regional, and this is where the pressure ratchets up a little bit. You got a long road to go if you're going to work through this bottom part of the bracket, but getting elimination game number one underway here in just a moment.
Well, for Missouri State, Bryce Manelli set the table yesterday. Unfortunately, it was in a losing effort.
And all he did at the top was reach base 5 times. He got the game started with a solo home run. He's 7 for his last 7, leading off the ball game for Missouri State. A couple of singles, couple of walks as well. The other side of things, again, we talked about the style of play for Northeastern. It's all about the stolen base and the running game. But Will Fosberg, one of the bright lights in game number 1 yesterday, a solo home run, just his 3rd of the season for the Huskies. And this is a Northeastern lineup. They're going to run wild, and it's all about getting traffic on the base path to start those runners with the stolen base.
Ryan Garrity had a big game for Northeastern yesterday, 3 for 4, including a triple. He is leading things off in center field. One little change, Harrison Feinberg, who banged his knee against the left field wall, will serve as the DH, with Brinker getting his first start of the season out in left field. They are facing the right-hander, a senior from Las Vegas, Nevada. It is Jason Schaaf on the bump.
Yeah, it's going to be all about the traffic control for Schaaf. As we're talking about, that's the name of the game. It's why Dominic Vagley was so effective against this Northeastern lineup yesterday, keeping him off the bases to neutralize that stolen base. Schaaf will give up some hits, though. And you look at the numbers on the year, 91 hits allowed over 64 and a third innings of work. It's going to be a lot of fastball changeup for him. He's got to keep that ball down if he's going to have success today.
19th appearance, 14th start of the year, 4-2 and a 5.74 ERA. You mentioned the hits, 91 hits and 64 plus innings. That's a .323 batting average against. You need to keep these guys of Northeastern off the base paths. Here's the first one, and we are underway in the elimination game between the Huskies and the Bears. It's ball 1 on Tyler Harmony. Team leader in batting average at .367. Freshman from Fairfield, Connecticut. Takes down low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. One thing that was apparent in yesterday's loss against Arkansas for Missouri State is after their starter, who had a fantastic start, they had a lot of issues throwing strikes, and you need to keep these hitters for Northeastern off the base paths. 210 stolen bases on the season. There's a strike, 2-1.
Yeah, Max Knight was fantastic, the left-hander getting the ball to start for the Bears in last night's game. And you really neutralized that Arkansas offense. But the wheels kind of fell off in the middle portion of that game. 9 free passes that were ultimately issued by Missouri State pitching yesterday. You just cannot afford that against this Northeastern lineup.
Northeastern ran into a very good pitcher for Kansas yesterday, Dominic Vagley, who went 7 innings, allowing 3 runs. There's the Bears pitching against Arkansas last night. 2-2, in tight. He thinks it hit him, or we had the count wrong.
I'm just going to look at the break ball down and in, and this is where you're going to see a lot of that slider. It looks like it's off that back foot. You know, the slider for Schaaf, a lot of it is to the glove side, and you're going to see it. So to left-handed hitters, that's going to be down and in. Right-handed hitters, obviously down and away. That's where that pitch likes to go for him, though. It's where a lot of his strikeout does come from, is that breaking ball down and to that glove side. First one, though, off the foot of Tyler Harmony.
Carter Bergman behind the plate for Missouri State will get tested. Missouri State defensively, as we saw yesterday, will move around. They shift quite a bit. 3 infielders on the left side, outfield straight up. Harrison Feinberg DHing. 1 ball, no strikes. 0 for 4 yesterday. The 3-time All-CAA first teamer. 16 home runs, 63 runs batted in on the year, .325 batting average. Career home run leader for Northeastern with 46. We saw this a little bit yesterday against Feinberg, pitching him in to tie him up. He's got that closed stance, which you really don't see a whole lot anymore.
No, yeah, I can't think of one off the top of my head that you've seen a whole lot of where it's this exaggerated, that just closed off. You can see him looking down to make sure that he's lined up the right direction.
2-0 from Schaff. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 1 strike. Northeastern coached by Mike Glavin. His 12th season. Head coach over at third base. This was lifted in the air. Not very deep. Slipping out in center field and falling down is Bogenpole, and that falls in there for a hit. Well, with the rain, the slick surface comes into play on the second batter of the game.
And we were having a conversation about this during the delay, right? With these turf fields. It gets slick out there. You can see he's going back. He's taking his first steps back on this, taking a conservative route to it, trying to stick that foot in the ground. Just goes right out from underneath him. A big break for the Huskies here early, who we know they live and die by this action, this chaos on the base pass. You get their first couple of men on, so a challenge for Schaff on the mound to deal with.
Harmony at second, Feinberg at first, Ryan Garrity at the plate, and he takes down and in. Northeastern team that went 38-21 on the season. There's Mike Glavin. Talented lineup. 12th tournament appearance for them. And that's lifted in the air, third base side. Not very deep. Coming in as wrestler, third baseman Sutherland is there, makes the catch. He fires over to second base and almost throws it into right field. 1 down. Again, there's some light rain falling. Nothing crazy. Here's the head coach of Missouri State, Joey Hawkins, in his second season. First NCAA tournament appearance for Hawkins. So 1 out with 2 on. Brinker, the left fielder, takes down and away. Brinker yesterday 0 for 4. He had a tough day. 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, this is a great example, one of those where you love about baseball, you get to wake up again and do it tomorrow, because it was a tough one for Brinker. See the numbers on the year. Has been productive at the plate, over 300, and the RBIs that he has delivered for this Northeastern lineup. 326 clip with runners in scoring position this year. So somebody that's come through in this type of situation for Northeastern. It'll be really interesting to see, though, how Missouri State responds. That's a game last night that feels like it got away from you.
In the dirt, Bergman keeps it by his feet. 2 balls and no strikes. And Missouri State dropping last night's contest to Arkansas 9-5. They had an early lead, 4-0 lead, but Arkansas continued to battle back with the help of Missouri State's pitching. To look at the stolen base totals in D1 baseball, 210 for Northeastern, a 3-0 count now on Brinker. Ashatino on deck. Harmony, the base runner at second, has 6 bags on the year. And Feinberg, although dealing with that knee, 42 stolen bases on the season. Here's the 3-0. That's in there, taken all the way, 3-1.
Yeah, this is what it was a lot of from Missouri State, and starting in the middle portion of last night's game against Arkansas and then really carrying all the way through. There's a ton of 3-ball counts. And it's just so hard to be competitive when you're behind the 8 ball like that. Now you've got to come back into the strike zone, challenge these hitters who's going to be ready to go.
Full count. Pretty good pitch, too, on the hands. Now, if you're Northeastern, you see some action on the bases here. 3-2 count with 1 out. They don't do signs at Northeastern. Everybody is greened all the time. Inside move.
The Bears having the same question there. Just trying to keep him honest a little bit. And that up there tells you the story about how game 1 went for Northeastern. That this is the calling card. It's the base running is how they create trouble for teams, but completely taken out of the game by Dominic Bagley and the Kansas pitching staff and the opener here in the Lawrence Regional.
You're going to see a lot of this. Pitchers throwing to the bases, keeping runners as close as possible. Runners don't go. The 3-2 pull down the left field line. That'll go for extra bases. Harmony will score. Feinberg's on his way to third base. He is going to stop there. Gingerly running the bases. It's a double off the bat of Matt Brinker. 1-0 Northeastern.
Now just a great job of hitting. See, this ball gets in on his hands, but he's able to pull through it and keep this one true and fair down that left field line. And this is the type of start that you want in an elimination game. You get an hour-and-a-half delay. Able to stay focused, though, and a couple of men on. An extra base hit. That's what Northeastern was hoping for yesterday. They get one hit early. Still room for plenty more here in this first inning.
Brinker's 19th double of the year. Picks up his 60th run batted in. Second and third infield back. One out. A.J. Ashatino takes downstairs for ball one. And like any elimination game, it's Johnny Holstaff. Everybody's available. No tomorrow if you lose.
Yeah, you're not worried about trying to set up, the game tomorrow or the road that you have in front of you. It's all about this set of 9 innings that you have today.
2 balls and no strikes. 19 pitches thrown so far. Bashoff. Ashatino fouls it off.
4-2-0 counts already for Schaff on the mound, and this is exactly what we're talking about as far as the keys to the game are concerned. And have got to be in the strike zone early, not only just to neutralize this running game for Northeastern, but also just at bats in general. You are flirting with fire anytime you are pitching from that far behind.
Dribbler toward first base. They come in and they get the tag. Heck of a play at first. They got a guy run down between second and third, and Sutherland makes the tag. So bad base running on the part of Northeastern. They run themselves out of an inning. That's one of those. As the trail base runner, you got to go based on the guy in front of you.
Heads up baseball by Tack Gollard over at first base, and then for Missouri State just executing. This is a gift that you take it, but 1-0 Huskies. Bears coming to hit.
Husky fan obviously disappointed in that base running at the top of the first inning, but Northeastern strikes first. It's 1-0. Let's take a look at Missouri State's starting lineup for Joey Hawkins. Missouri State at 34-20. The Bears have the guy setting the table is Bryce Simonelli, but Logan Fife is the guy who's the team leader in batting average. Had a little bit of a rough game yesterday.
Yeah, quiet day for Fife, and very similar to what we were talking about with Matt Brinker, who had the RBI double in the top half of this first inning. It's a new day for him. This is a Missouri State lineup that's top 15 in the country in OPS. They're going to sit, they're going to slug. It's a different offensive approach to what we see from Northeastern. And it gets started with that guy right there, Bryce Simonelli.
Robbie O'Connor's on the bump for Northeastern, the redshirt junior out of Sudbury, Massachusetts, making his 16th start of the season.
That's going to be a lot of ground balls for Robbie O'Connor. Everything's going to have some sink, some arm side run to it. stuff is not going to blow you away, but he's somebody that's going to pitch to contact, is not afraid of a bat. And with this power for Missouri State, if you can keep it on the ground, that's going to be your best bet in this elimination game.
Bryce Sermonelli takes a strike. He's the second baseman. 3 for 3 game yesterday with a home run, a double, run scored. .358 average, 4 home runs, 23 runs batted in for the Norco, California native. First at bat yesterday, an opposite field home run. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Similar type of breeze that we had yesterday in from right center field. The baseball continued to carry. 5 home runs hit total on the day in day 1 yesterday. It was the Austin Regional, had 11 home runs hit on day 1.
I think it's 11 or 12. Yeah, the big numbers that you expected it coming in too, with what's been going on, the power surge across the country.
One-two pitch, ground ball back up the middle and gloved. One down. Sermonelli retired for the first time in this regional. And here comes Logan Fife.
Well, that is something that has been very hard to do, is retire Bryce Sermonelli to get the game going. Was 7 for his last 7, getting things going to start the ball game. But it's a good start in the comebacker for Robbie O'Connor.
Nice to have a table setter like that, right? Especially over the last 7 games. 5 takes off the plate, little breaking ball. 1 for 5 game yesterday, did pick up an RBI. .366 average, 9 home runs and 43 runs batted in. Two balls, no strikes. Fife, the sophomore, Springfield, Ohio. Lifted out toward right field. Moving back on this one is Musakia. 2 down. Well struck by Fife, but nothing to show for it.
I saw the ball carry in game 1, even with that breeze you were just talking about. Second half of the day, we started to see it get held up and checked by that wind. A shade, hit well, but not enough carry to get out of here to right field. You see some big swings in this Missouri State lineup. They're trying to do damage, and while they'll take the singles, it's not the result that they're used to having.
Sutherland looks at a strike. Third baseman, time for the team lead with 2 other guys with 16 home runs. He's driven home 54. 2 for 3 game yesterday with a couple of runs batted in. Good off-speed pitch, 0-2. And Missouri State, 105 home runs on the season. Let's see the splits for him. Oh, 2, way outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. O'Connor started his collegiate career at UMass Amherst. He's been with Northeastern a couple of seasons. 1-2 pitch, ground ball to the right side, and with the shift on, it'll get through into the alley. Sutherland's got himself a 2-out single.
Picked up a big RBI double the other way last night against the Razorbacks. And you can just see the strength of Curry Sutherland on this ball. The shift is over. You're able to beat an infielder. Criscola gave this one an effort, diving to his left, but ball hit too hard off the bat of Curry Sutherland. On base for the last 16 games now as he extends that one here early in the first inning.
Keeps the inning alive for Tag Gollert, the first baseman. Gollert looks at a strike. Had a 1 for 5 game yesterday. Average at .252 for the Toronto native. 16 home runs and a team leading 64 runs batted in. Again, as good as the Bears lineup is, they did run into a pretty good pitcher in Dominic Vagley yesterday for KU. Kept things in check, and that's typically what holds true, right? And especially in postseason baseball, good pitching usually stops pretty good hitting. Got to catch the ball defensively.
Yeah, the margin for error just becomes so small, and especially now when you're talking about elimination game with seasons on the line. It's one where would be very easy to press, but you have to just go out, and ultimately it comes down to execution. And for Northeastern, this is a team that is familiar to that. You lost your opening game of the conference tournament, then have to go on a run, winning 4 straight. So very similar situation to what they experienced just a week ago.
1-2. Fell back. He was on that fastball. Bell lost his helmet. Cutting through it. Northeastern getting a run at the top of the first inning. RBI double off the bat of Matt Brinker, but it was Brinker, the base running blunder, running into the 3rd out of the first on a ground out by Ashatino. Popped up first base side. This one will get pushed out of play. Good contingent of Missouri State fans as you see them there on the first base side.
And you get a look here. Robbie O'Connor, not a guy that necessarily has a wipeout breaking ball or stuff that is going to blow by you with 2, but can see he's got Tag Gollert caught in between just a shade on the fastball and then the breaking ball up.
That went off the body and trickles into foul territory. Good little battle here. Extends the plate appearance and the inning. 17 pitches thrown by O'Connor.
Yeah, that was number 6 of the at bat. So we'll do round number 7 here coming up. Still just a 1-2 count. It's a guy that stays in the zone.
Sutherland very short lead at first base. Do this again at 1-2. Slider misses a little bit low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again to chase. See O'Connor nodding his head. Gets a sign from his wristwatch.
Yeah, and a lot of times when the stuff is not necessarily overpowering, you get caught looking out over the plate. If something's in, it could surprise you.
Like that? Is that what you're saying?
That's what we're talking about. It's a really good job by Robbie O'Connor coming in. Picking up a strikeout here at the end of the first. Huskies leading at 1-0. We'll go to the second.
The NCAA Baseball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Missouri State 2003 College World Series, 2015 Regional. Really good history of baseball. And there's Coach Joey Hawkins. That is Keith Gutt, the former head coach. There's only been 3 head coaches in the history of Missouri State. Hawkins being the 3rd. Keith still around the program. doing the radio broadcast for Missouri State. We had Bill Rowe, the original, the inaugural head coach of Missouri State, 1964, in attendance yesterday.
That's pretty awesome, isn't it? A program that has made itself very relevant on the national stage, and we had a chance to play him in a super regional back in 2017. But you get all three head coaches in the same building at the same time. It's very unique.
Criscola fouling it off. Count remains at no balls, 2 strikes. Northeastern second baseman. Criscola, Lusakia, Fosberg, 6, 7, and 8. Charlie had a 1-for-4 game, double and a run scored yesterday. Takes that one upstairs. 1 and 2. 258 batting average for the freshman. Ten extra base hits and 29 runs batted in. Shift is on. Bouncer to the middle. That's the third baseman, Curry Sutherland. 5-3 goes the put out. 1 down. Both teams seem to be, maybe it's because they're veterans or older guys, they look loose. They don't, you know, it's an elimination game. Just for them, it's probably just another game, even though it's in the back of their mind.
That could have been the extra hour and a half of hacky sack that these guys got to play beforehand too, keeping it loose. And yeah, certainly does not seem to be any nerves here for elimination game number 1 of this Lawrence Regional.
Northeastern did hit on the field prior to the original start time, 12 Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. But a little bit of a tick over an hour and a half on the rain delay. This was in anticipation of a sell that was coming that never really arrived. There's the hacky sack that was being played. It's back. Hacky sack is back.
Did it ever leave?
I think it did for a minute, at least on the field.
Maybe on the field. This has been a pitcher staple for a while, I think.
But yeah, that sell that was coming through that they were anticipating, it was rolling in from Topeka. Never really came through. But better safe than sorry. There's a fastball right down Broadway for round number 2.
That's one you just get caught looking for something else. Talk about it being right down Broadway. There it is. Carmelo Musakia knows it immediately, about thigh high. Whether you're looking spin or a different location, when it catches you like that, it's a pretty helpless feeling at the plate.
Will Fosberg, the catcher, steps in. Fosberg had a home run yesterday, his 3rd of the year. 193 batting average, redshirt sophomore. Pulls this one down. Nice play at first base by Tag Gollard. Alertly going to his left, and Schaff has himself a 1-2-3 second inning.
Now that's more like it for Jason Schaff. He's in the zone all inning long. Tag Gollard, right place, right time. 1-0 Northeastern.
real fun. Just getting started.
Run straight for the breakaway.
The celebration is on.
College World Series begins on June 12th. You got the regionals this weekend. Supers next, leading up to the ultimate prize that is the College World Series. And there were some higher seed teams that had some issues yesterday in day one.
Not entirely chalk at all, and you see some trouble today too. Number 1 seed UCLA going out. First time the overall number 1 has lost to the 4 seed since the seeding started. That's a team that was at the top of the polls the entirety of the regular season, and I think deservedly so.
Crazy to think an elimination game in Tallahassee is Coastal Carolina and Florida State, both losing yesterday.
That's one that you don't necessarily expect to see going into this. Of course, a big surprise, Auburn. A lot of people had Auburn picked as a shoe-in to make it to Omaha. Southern Miss down to UVA.
One pulled down the right field line, and that is just foul. Man, that was pretty close.
Brandon Henson's got better eyes than me down that right field line. So that looked pretty close from our vantage point here. Just not able to keep it true enough, and you'll see that sometimes when a left-handed hitter gets around a ball like that. It's going to have that spin that's going to be drawn. Caden Bogenpole making a bid for extra bases.
Bogenpole, a 1-for-4 game on an RBI yesterday. 270 hitter. 6 home runs, 33 runs batted in. Junior out of Jackson, Missouri. 1-2. Breaking ball pulled foul toward the dugout area.
Yeah, that's part of what you love about the regional round and just the college baseball tournament in general. Feels like it's maybe one of the ones that's left where your mid-major type of programs, your non-blue bloods, so to speak, that have a chance to really make a run. Because you're not making the tournament as a mid-major team if you're not playing really well. And that's really what it comes down to. You get into the end of May, into June, those 8 teams that make it to the College World Series, you have to be playing your best baseball at that point just to survive the regionals and then the super regionals.
Tennessee has been bounced, losing 5-4 to VCU. 2-2 again. That's hit back up the middle. Got jammed. Slow getting out of the box. Giorgio over to Ashatino. 1 down.
Case in point with that matchup, Tennessee been one of those teams that's always in the mix. Picked up national championship a couple years ago.
Looking forward to it. It's always a great time watching this morning the 1983 recap of Alabama-Texas College World Series, the battle. Calvin Chiraldi, Dave Magadan. See, that was long before you were on this earth, but that was right in my wheelhouse as far as growing up, and growing up here in the Midwest, being just a couple hours from Omaha, and all the great teams that were around here, whether it was Gary Ward leading the way at Oklahoma State with Pete Incaviglia and Robin Ventura, Gene Stevenson, legend at Wichita State. Little jam shot flare toward short. DeGiorgio's got to come charging in, get rid of it quickly, and got him. 1 down or 2 down, pardon me. There's always Miami with Ron Frazier, always. And for whatever reason, the Maine Black Bears were always one of the teams that were always tough in the 80s.
Yeah, you love those different eras that pop up, right? And Coastal Carolina is a really good example of that right now. You can go back to 2016 and they go on as hot of a run as you can get. Missouri State's right in that mix too.
You can't forget about Arizona State back in the day. Odeby McDowell, Barry Bonds. Just ridiculous teams. Great uniforms. And then, of course, Augie Garrido at Cal State Fullerton long before he got to Austin. So yeah, I'm partial to the College World Series. Big fan of it. This one launched down the left field line. This one's got a chance to go into the corner, and that is a one-hopper off the fence. Carter Bergman, the catcher's got himself a 2-out double, his 6th of the year.
Get a look at the angle on this one. This is catching it way out in front, just off the end of the bat. A little too much for this to get out over that left field wall, but another extra base hit for Missouri State in this tournament. First one of the day, but you get a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. 6th double of the year for Carter Bergman, and will be really the first scoring opportunity for the Bears this afternoon. Had plenty of chances in the second half of the ball game against Arkansas last night. Just weren't able to convert until it was too little too late.
O'Connor gave up a 2-out single in the first to Sutherland and then struck out Goller to end it. Just off the plate. Bobby Atkinson DHing. Had a 1-for-3 game yesterday. .296 hitter for the senior. 6 home runs and 21 runs batted in. Native of Darien, Illinois. Got a man in scoring position. 1-0 Northeastern. This one looped down toward left field. Coming in on it is Brinker. He'll make the catch for out number 3. Interesting way to catch that ball. It's a catch nonetheless. 2 complete. Northeastern's up 1-0. Huskies up 1-0 on the Bears here in the top of the 3rd inning. Elimination game this afternoon. Folks, ESPN is the home for NCAA college baseball regionals for round-the-clock multi-game coverage. Scan the QR code below. ESPN Plus subscribers can access expanded coverage with Squeeze Play. And some rain early on. The threat of a big storm coming through. That's why we had an hour-and-a-half rain delay. Underway. Northeastern scoring a run in the first. Ran themselves out of the inning. Then Jason Schaaf had himself a 1-2-3 second against the Huskies, who send up DeGiorgio, Harmony, and Feinberg. That's 9-1-2.
Yeah, you got a lot of elimination games going on Squeeze Play right now. You start to get into the weekend on the regional round. See those teams left in start to dwindle.
The 2 strikes. We've seen this quite a bit with the shift. Sutherland, the 3rd baseman, moves over to the right side of the infield. DeGiorgio bounces it foul. You surprised to see Tennessee bounced?
I think so. I mean, you look at the matchup today against VCU. It's a game on paper you certainly expect Tennessee to come away from, but a team that it hasn't been as smooth sailing for the Vols this year as it has in years past. Of course, Josh Elander, first-year head coach, been with the program for quite some time. But that's the thing about this tournament, Victor. You got to come and bring your A game every day. There are nothing is given or taken for granted.
Got to fix the shin pad strap and come off.
A tale of 2 innings for Schaaf so far. Had a really tough time with the strike zone in the first inning. They elevated that pitch count, but a quick second, getting ahead and 3 first pitch strikes in that second inning. But, battle with Henry DeGiorgio right now.
He's coming right after these Husky hitters. Two balls, 2 strikes on DeGiorgio, and he takes a little bit low, full count. DeGiorgio, 216 average for the sophomore. Went 0 for 3 yesterday, did pick up an RBI. Top of the order on deck is Tyler Harmony. Here's the payoff. Swing and a miss. 1 away. Second strikeout of the game for Schaaf.
And that's the pitch that he wants to go to with 2 strikes. It's that breaking ball that is to his glove side, down and in to a left-handed hitter. He gets so much chase on that. You can see the vertical drop to it. Gives you a sense of how comfortable he is with that pitch too. Going to it in a 3-2 count when you need one in the zone. How important it is to control the traffic early in innings against this Northeastern lineup. It's a big strikeout for Schaaf.
Harmony worked a walk, or pardon me, a hit by pitch. On a 2-2 count, got hit in the left foot. Came around to score. Toward 1. On the corner. He's certainly not throwing like a guy who has given up a .323 batting average against.
Yeah, well, that tells you he's not afraid to be in the strike zone, especially with as much as he's thrown. Been a staple in this rotation for Missouri State this year.
Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. They complete it by throwing down. 2 down.
And will be interesting to see for as long as Schaaf remains in the ballgame if these left-handed hitters for the Huskies are able to figure out how to lay off that slider that's down and into him. But you look at the strikeouts on the year for Jason Schaaf. It's a lot of that pitch where he gets that swing and miss. That's a 65th punch out of the year in 67 innings for the right-hander.
Harrison Feinberg, the DH, had a single in the first inning. Stranded at third base. Line to the alley in right center field. That's going to go for extra bases. Feinberg is limping towards second base. He banged his right knee yesterday on a fly ball into foul territory down the left field line. And that's why he's not playing left field, rather DHing today. But he picks up his 14th double of the season.
And that's a big blow. It's a great sign for Northeastern that he's still in the lineup and clearly able to still do some damage with the bat in his hand. But your all-time leader in a number of categories, 42 bags on the year for Feinberg. You probably think the stolen base is out of his arsenal here today, but he's still able to do it with the slug. 2-out double. And Mike Glavin has a runner in scoring position once more.
I think typically that's a triple for him.
Agreed.
42 stolen bases on the year. He's got great speed, but limited to the double. But in scoring position. Ryan Garrity hit a fly ball to left field in the first, 0 for 1.
Now, the thing to note too, 2-out RBI is not a given, with especially having to come around third base hard. It's something to watch. Base hit that normally you would think scores him may not.
Not only that, Wrestler in left and Bogenpole in center, both playing very shallow. Jax Ryan remains a little bit deeper and more traditional right field. Two-0. 3 balls, no strikes. Right fielders, however, typically can play where they want because they're in right field for a reason. They usually have a pretty good arm.
Yeah, you're just going to a spot where you feel comfortable getting it to the plate or to third base. Got a little bit of a tailwind today from right field.
3-1. Fastball at 90.
Base open, 2 outs. You may see slider down and in with what we've seen from Jason Schaaf here early in this ball game.
3-1. Pulled foul, full count. There's that slider down and in. Double by Feinberg snapped the string of 6 consecutive batters retired by Schaaf. 3 strikeouts, 1 hit batter, 3 hits allowed. Feinberg, pretty good lead at second base. 3-2 now. And there's ball 4. And we'll bring up the man who brought home the first run of this game, and Matt Brinker.
Now, for that pitch, if you're Northeastern, I think you got to eliminate it here early. It's usually going to be down and outside of the strike zone. This is 51st walk of the year for Garrity, but Joey Hawkins going to take his first walk to the mound today. Does not always mean that there's a move being made.
Retired the first 2 batters on back-to-back strikeouts. Gave up the double to Feinberg. Fell behind 3-0 on Garrity to get it to a full count before walking him. Brinker doubled home a run in the first inning. 19th double of the year, 60th RBI. Brinker with 28 2-out RBIs this year. Right guy at the plate.
Was able to hook that ball in the left field corner first time up. It felt like there might be more meat on that bone to that first inning as well. Without that base running blunder on the ball to first. Got a chance here, especially if something's through the right side to pick up another run.
Pickoff attempt, and slipping on the carpet is Logan Fife. A lot of times you get coaches that come out and have a meeting at the mound, and oftentimes it's to set up a play such as that. One ball, no strikes. Pardon me, that wasn't Logan Fife, that was Sermonelli with the shift on.
Yeah, that shift to the left side of the infield is becoming more and more prevalent. Just giving up almost the entirety of the right side.
And with Ryan in right field playing not straight up and right, he's kind of more towards the line. And Bogenpole in center playing a little bit toward the alley in left center field. It's a huge alley in right center. Brinker with a 2-ball, no strike count. 2 outs and 2 on. Breaking ball rolled over. Sutherland's got it. Thought about going to second, goes to first, and the inning comes to an end for Northeastern. We head to the bottom of the 3rd here in Lawrence. It's 1-0 Huskies. Kansas hosting its first ever regional, and they were packed out yesterday. Lined up early on for the tickets and for the backyard, the standing room only section beyond the left field fence. 3,571 in attendance yesterday. The opening game, the first game of this regional. And of course, they picked up the victory against Northeastern. Setting up the matchup for tonight. Arkansas, after they dispatched to Missouri State last night. 1 versus 2. Tentatively scheduled for 5 Central.
I'm going to take the over on that 35-71 tonight.
Yeah.
I think that record may stand for just over 24 hours.
Lifted out to shallow right field. Sakia is there, makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out as Gabe Ressler is retired. There's a look at the bracket. This being an elimination game. Winner moves on. Winner of this game moves on to play another elimination game tomorrow at noon Central, 1 Eastern. You're talking about the over-under as far as attendance tonight. That matchup 1 versus 2. Pulled in here about 9:30 this morning. And barbecues and tents were already popped up across the street in the parking lot. You can kind of see it beyond the backyard. You see the parking lot, guys tailgating out there, ready to roll.
And that's both sides. That's Kansas and Arkansas fans. The Razorback faithful, this is not their first rodeo.
No. And again, it goes without saying, kudos to the University of Kansas and the athletic department for what they've done here at Hoagland Ballpark. The setup, super easy, super convenient. Is it your traditional ballpark that seats 7,000? No. But sometimes you've got to work with what you have, and the Jayhawks have done an unbelievable job of being great hosts. Leading up to the first practices a couple of days ago and into this weekend. Sermonelli takes outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Especially when you look at the radar, you know what's coming too. You got to deal with all of that that's outside of your control. Yesterday was a great atmosphere. Expect very much more of the same later tonight.
Sermonelli bounced one back to the mound on the first, is 0 for 1. 2-2 popped up, got jammed, breaking ball. Goller taking control. Pardon me, Ashatino taking control. Makes the catch. Round number 2.
Sermonelli could not be kept off the bases yesterday, literally. Robbie O'Connor doing a nice job of neutralizing that threat at the top of this Missouri State lineup.
Logan Fife at the play with 2 outs, nobody on. O'Connor's not had a 1-2-3 inning as of yet. Fife skied one to right his first time up. Almost looked like a little bit lower arm slot on that slider there.
Everything going to be moving left to right, right to left. The fastball and the changeup obviously going to run to the arm side, but it's all about just moving the baseball. That, you see that a lot when it's the velocity itself is not going to get you. You have to rely on that stuff that is more just traditional pitching. And can you vary your arm slots? Can you vary the speeds, even of the same look of a pitch? Take a mile or two an hour off of the fastball.
0-2. Fastball misses away. 92 miles per hour. Come on, if you could take your arm slot and kind of change it around for not only just a slider, but with a fastball, you talk about feeling pretty good about yourself and giving hitters fits. 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, you know, it takes a 3-pitch mix and sometimes makes it a 5 or 6 pitch mix when you do it that way. And it's just that much tougher as a hitter because, okay, if you want to simplify it, it's fastball, changeup, slider, but you've really got a couple of different versions of that fastball. More to contend with.
Jammed him, popped up. Left side of the infield. Connor has himself a 1-2-3 third inning. First time he's retired the side in order. 3 complete here at Hoagland Ballpark. Northeastern's up 1-0. The NCAA Regionals coverage for all 16 sites continues tomorrow on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. For more information, visit ncaa.com, the home for all NCAA championships. How about, we were talking about number 1 seeds. How about 3 versus 4 seeds?
Yeah, these would be what you would call bracket busters, I would think, if you were picking every game. When you look at those matchups where it's 3 versus 4 in the 1-0 game. That's why you love this tournament. It's why you got to come in and play your best baseball. It's going to sound like a broken record with it, but you know, you look up, you find yourself in the 7th, 8th inning, and you're down to a team that on paper you would think you could be able to handle, but you've got to come in and take care of business.
Ashatino, Criscola, Musakia for Northeastern in their half of the 4th inning. Huskies scoring a run in the 1st. They've had opportunities to add on to that. They've gone just 1 for 4 with men in scoring position. Ashatino grounded out his first time up. Schaff 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit batter. Scattered 3 hits, worked around the 1-out double in the 3rd. Pardon me, 2-out double in the 3rd. 2-2 now. Shot down the left field line. That is a fair ball. Playing very shallow as Wrestler and toward the foul line, so he keeps it as a single to lead things off. So Ashatino is on board.
You commented on it. You could barely see Gabe Wrestler out in left field, but that saves an extra base here, because if he's playing traditional left field, this is into that corner. It would most certainly be a double for A.J. Ashatino. Instead, he finds himself to first base.
Second time this afternoon that the Huskies have had their leadoff man reach. Ashatino with 16 stolen bases on the season.
I guess you got to call it a measly 16 with this lineup as well.
Musakia, the team leader, with 44 stolen bases. Here comes the game of cat and mouse.
It's a tough dance that you got to do as a pitcher with a team like this that can run, because at the end of the day, you're obviously still having to focus on pounding the mitt and getting into the strike zone early. And that's just the 5th first pitch strike of the day for Jason Schaff on the mound. And we've also not seen a Northeastern hitter swing at a first pitch yet. This is a team that's very comfortable taking pitches. It's well documented what they've done via the walk. They love getting guys to first base, and they'll take a free pass to do it.
Quick throw to first and almost got him. He was leaning a little bit. Missouri State anticipating a bunt with Sutherland way in at third base. With just 17 sacrifices on the year, Criscola's got 2 of them. Long hold, the 0-1 outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitchers, of course, especially in situations such as this, when you're facing a team that's got 209 stolen bases on the years, you got to mix up your looks and holds. Not everybody is super comfortable doing that from the stretch. Criscola pulls one to the right side. That's a base hit. Ashatino will stop right there. And the Huskies have 2 on to start this 4th inning.
And you can see exactly what happens when you're paying so much attention to the base runner. Looks like it's a changeup that just floats up in the strike zone. And for as good as Schaff has been at the bottom part of the zone with that breaking ball, this one just catches a little bit too much of it. So back-to-back singles, A.J. Ashatino and Charlie Criscola now to get things going. And this is where Northeastern likes to start to press the envelope just a bit. What buttons does Mike Glavine want to press? Now, you touched on this earlier, no signs. You have a couple of offensive plays that they'll run and put on, but nobody out in the inning. You think they'll probably let it materialize. Just have to matter what they're going to do.
Runners take off, push on the third base side. Off balance throw, thrown high and safe at first base. Schaff had to hurry on it, but I still think he had time to plant and throw.
Yeah, no question about this. And this is just what the speed of Carmelo Mazzacchia does to you psychologically. You feel like you've got to rush this. The ball is bunted firm back to him. I think he had time to stick that right foot in the ground, get a little bit more on that throw to Bryce Sermonelli, who was covering first base. But just the thought of Mazzacchia getting down the line, it makes you make a decision that is suboptimal and now puts you in a really sticky situation. Bases juice, nobody out, and you've got a number of options now for the Huskies to extend their lead.
Will Fosberg, the batter, lays off that pitch. They charged Schaaf with an error on that play. Tough little error, especially with Musaki, who's the fastest guy on the Northeastern team.
Yeah, I'd say more of a mental mistake than a physical error. Of course, the throw was high. It pulls Sermonelli off, but it's a tough ask on a bunt like that where it's a fadeaway type of throw.
That's been changed now to a hit. Swing and a miss. Good pitch underneath the hands. Fosberg lined one out to Gollard at first base in his first plate appearance. But that was with Gollard playing deep. Gollard's playing just about even with the bag at first. Sutherland inside the bag at third base. So the corners are pinched in. 1-1. Fouled off. Ashatino at third base. Criscola at second. Musacchia at first. Unbelievable speed on the bases for Northeastern. One nothing. Huskies scored that run back in the first inning. 1-2 pitch. Called strike three. Painted on the inside part of the plate. One down.
Oh, and you need to pull a big pitch out of your pocket. This is what you do. You go painted fastball in the inside corner. Talk about how good that slider's been. And look at this, right at the knees for Jason Schaaf. Has been fantastic against these left-handed hitters. Fourth punch out of the day, and man, did he need that one. Gives you an opportunity now, if you're able to roll something on the ground, to get out of this with a 0.
DeGiorgio bouncing one over to first. Gollard comes home. They get the force out there. No throw. So 2 outs and the bases remain loaded.
Exactly how it's taught for Tad Gollard, first base. Really impressive on the mound for Missouri State. Schaaf able to get the strikeout. You come right back to it, get a ground ball to first base. And you're in a really good spot to try and wiggle out of it. Now, not out of the woods yet.
Back to the top of the order. This one lined out towards center field. Bogenpole's got to go back on it. He's there, makes the catch. Bases loaded, no out situation, and Schaaf gets out of it.
Now the rabbit has been pulled out of the hat. What a job by that guy on the mound. Still 1-0 Northeastern.
Welcome to Squeeze Play. all the highlights, all the big moments.
You got a chance to have some big-time fireworks.
6 to 8 games on the screen at one time.
You're going to be locked in for that.
The season on the line.
Hashtag squeeze play. Send us some tweets. Maybe we'll put you on the social wall.
The storybook season will continue.
Doesn't get much better than that. Squeeze play. Bringing you all the action, and a lot of action too, considering all the losses yesterday by top-seeded teams. The elimination of Tennessee earlier today.
Yeah, first day to be locked in a squeeze play. It's today and it's right now.
Yeah. And either Coastal Carolina or Florida State are going to get bounced today. They're playing an elimination game now in Tallahassee. Here it's 1-0, this elimination game. Northeastern with a run in the first inning, and again, ample opportunities to expand that lead and just not cashed in. Missouri State facing O'Connor, who's coming off a 1-2-3 third inning. Got Sutherland, Gollard, Bogenpole due up. Sutherland had a single in the first inning. Breaking ball. Boy, front door slide piece, one down. Both strikeouts for O'Connor. Looking.
This is one you're just not quite looking for. That front door slider. It almost looks like it backs up into Sutherland just a hair. You see him, that last flinch and the surprised little look up. But I'm really impressed with what Robbie O'Connor is doing today. Just the second strikeout. But for a guy that pitches to contact, this is the name of the game. Couple of hits that he scattered.
Over to third. Harmony retires Tag Gollard. 2 down. Gollard now for 2.
Anytime you're in the middle third of the game, you get 4 pitches and two outs, you'll take that 10 out of 10 times, especially with as dangerous as this Missouri State lineup can be. It's a Bear lineup that likes to be aggressive, and when you're a strike thrower like Robbie O'Connor is, you can use that to your advantage as long as you're throwing quality strikes. If it's not catching, around the belt, middle, get this team swinging, you can start to rack up some outs in a hurry.
An imperative too for O'Connor and Northeastern, because the pendulum swung the other way to Missouri State, getting out of a bases loaded, no out situation unscathed. That's the neutralizer. Come in and get 2 quick outs. Next half inning, this one lifted in the air, down the line and foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And it speaks to some of that mental chess game that's played. And this is, of course, one of those unwritten things, but it's a great example. You get out of that bases loaded, no out jam. You think that there's going to be some juice over in the first base dugout. You come out and immediately pound the strike. So the worst thing you can do is nibble. You get behind, give up a big hit, and that's where it starts to balloon. Tip your cap to Robbie O'Connor here in this 4th inning.
Yeah, you're feeling pretty good about yourself with 3, 4, 5 coming up too after that situation. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bogenpole grounded out to short in the 2nd inning. Way outside. .51 pitches for the right-hander. 2 strikeouts, no walks. He's allowed 2 hits. Popped up, got jammed. This one floated out to shallow center field. Long run for DeGiorgio going out, coming in and diving for it is Garrity. Can't come up with it. Heck of an effort. It falls in for a 2-out single.
This is one of those just looks like trouble off of the bat. There's a long way to go for Ryan Garrity out in center field. He gave it a valiant effort. You see how close he is to coming down with this. Looks like he gets a little bit of leather on it. Just unable to corral it. And on a day like this, with that much moisture that's out there and the rain that we've had here in between ball games, you're going to slide for a while. It's a good effort, just not able to corral that for the 3rd out.
I thought DeGiorgio had an opportunity because with the shift on, he was playing basically up the middle behind the bag at second. Garrity plays a deeper center field. Jax Ryan, 0 for 1. Hit by Bogenpole, the third for Missouri State. The higher seed, the home team in this elimination game. Check in on Bogenpole. 7 stolen bases on the year. Has been caught 4 times. Missouri State just 42 stolen bases on the season. Chopper toward third, on his knees. Harmony gets up, fires across the diamond. The 2-out single. Remains stranded on the bases. We've played 4 here at Hoagland Ballpark in Lawrence, Kansas. Northeastern still up 1-0. Top of the 5th, Northeastern up 1-0. Our pleasure to welcome in Joey Hawkins, the head coach of the Missouri State Bears. And Coach, I'd love to get your take on what you've seen from Jason Schaffa. What a performance in that 4th inning. Bases loaded, no out situation to get out of it.
Yeah, that was impressive. And, you know, he's made some pitches. And in the postseason, you definitely need a little bit of luck on your side, too. So what a great baseball game so far. And just got to keep throwing punches on both sides of the ball here.
What is it against Robbie O'Connor on the other side that you guys need to do at the plate? She seems to be aggressive, but what can you guys do to make some adjustments?
I mean, we got to definitely get back to our identity. You know, we hit the ball hard as an offense, and we got to do a little bit more of that. But he's working east and west right now and generating some weak contact. So got to make an adjustment here.
Coach, we appreciate you. Good luck.
All right, thanks, guys.
You got it. Here in the 5th inning, 2-3-4 coming up for Mike Lavin's Huskies. Feinberg, Garrity, and Brinker. Schaff back to work. 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit batter. He's allowed 5 hits. They actually reversed the call on Musakia's bunt. Called that an error. Oh, dude, Schaff is feeling it right now.
You've really seen him settle in with that slot, and particularly everything moving to his glove side.
Back to that slider.
At 0-2, you're going to be able to react to anything, and then certainly opening it up a little bit. But up until that point, you know, if you're a hitter in this Husky lineup, everything is going to be towards that glove side part of the plate.
Lifted in the air toward right center field. Has some carry to it. Long run for both guys, and it's the right fielder Jax Ryan hauling it in. That ball kind of started to tail back toward him. So Feinberg retired for the first time this afternoon. 2 for 3 with a single double. Now the fly ball to right. Here comes Garrity.
Third time that you get to see a guy like this, and when that trend becomes so strong, you know everything is going to be inside. If you're Ryan Garrity, that's what you're looking for. Now, if that surprises you, get a ball away, that's fine. You take it early. And this one far enough out where it's a 1-0 count. You're still zoned up on something that you like on that middle to enter half.
Ball on a strike on Garrity. Skied with a left, walked in the third. Two balls, two strikes. Good off-speed pitch.
There's that good one again. He's able to go find it in any count. 78 pitches now for Schaff. He's been up to as many as 109.
Breaking ball, tap foul.
Especially with him being in a groove. We saw it last night with Missouri State on the pitching side of things. Max Knight was cruising, seemed to run out of gas at the end of his outing last night, but then was real trouble for the Bears coming in out of the bullpen to find the strike zone. And you wonder when that time does come as that pitch count continues to climb. What buttons does Joey Hawkins and the rest of this coaching staff start to press? Especially in an elimination game like this, you do not have time to flirt around with those free passes, especially to Northeastern.
No. So far, so good for Schaff, though. Limiting free passes. He's gone to a 3-2 count here with one out in the fifth. Swing and a miss. The bat goes flying. Two down. Strikeout number 5 for the right-hander.
Just as we're talking about everything down and in, down and in. You get a fastball that runs up and out. It can surprise you a little bit, so much so that give the first base coach, Danny Crossan, a little souvenir over there.
Brinker looks at a strike. Some other scores going on. Auburn has woken up. 10-0 lead over NC State in the second. They might be a little chapped.
I have to think so.
Coastal Carolina leading Florida State 1-0 in the bottom of the fourth. Southern Miss trailing Virginia 9-6. That game also in the fourth. Check swing did not go. 1-2.
I think Fluky's got the ball for the Chanticleers today, doesn't he? That elimination game?
I think so.
Yeah, he sure does. He's got it right now. That's a tough draw for the Seminoles at home.
Held off. Arizona State had a quick turnaround. Their game finished at 1:15 Central Time last night. 14 innings and a loss to Ole Miss. But they're up 1-0 on South Dakota State in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, that's a fumes game. You get a little bit of a cat nap.
Don't even bother taking BP. Just go. Show and go. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Schaff now at 86 pitches on the afternoon. Here it's 1-0 Northeastern. This one rolled foul. RBI double by Matt Brinker in the first inning, the only scoring so far in this game. Chopper left side. Sutherland comes charging in and across. It's a 1-2-3 fifth inning. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Northeastern up 1-0. We'll hear from the Huskies head coach when we return. Bottom of the 5th here in Lawrence. Elimination game. Northeastern up 1-0. Mike Lavin, the head coach in his 12th season of the Huskies, kind enough to join us. And Skipper, you got a 1-0 lead, but you've also had some opportunities to expand that lead, just haven't been able to capitalize.
Yeah, we're really pressing with runners in scoring position. Did it all day yesterday, 0 for 8, and then we get a bunch of opportunities today. And, we're just trying to do too much. We're not controlling the at-bat, and it's hurting us. So you can see the guys are pressing right now. I just need one to break through for us here and try to break this thing open.
Other side of things, though, Coach, Robbie O'Connor doing a great job for you. What do you like what you see out of your right-hander?
Well, I like he's in attack mode. He's got a 4-seam, a 2-seam, a slider change. He's got a tough slot, and he just, trying to get some ground balls here and some soft contact. He's not a big strikeout guy, but, he puts the ball in play, and our defense has been playing well so far.
Appreciate you, Coach. Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
You got it. Bottom third of the order due up from Missouri State. This one's lined toward short, passed for shortstop. DeGiorgio, a leadoff single for Missouri State. First time this afternoon they've had their leadoff man reach. Second hit of the game for Bergman.
Only 3 men left on base today for the Bears, too. It's not like they've had all sorts of chances, as you were just talking about with Northeastern. They've only capitalized on one. There hasn't been that much out there for the Bears to try and knock around, and that's a tip of the cap to Robbie O'Connor on the mound. But you have to think right now, especially with how powerful this offense is, top 15 in the country in OPS coming into the NCAA tournament. Just the 4 hits today that they've scattered. This is where it starts to really sink in that this is an elimination game.
Yeah. Atkinson, the DH, takes outside. Skied went to left field in the second inning. Neither one of these teams sacrificed a whole lot. 1-0. That was a rip. You could just tell by Atkinson's reaction, he wanted that one. Had to pitch the drive.
Now, you heard Joey Hawkins say it earlier, but the philosophy offensively is very simple. It's hit strikes hard. That is what they preach in Springfield. It's what they're trying to do today. Just the mix and match for O'Connor on the mound is causing him fits. It's one of those guys that's frustrated because you get up there as a hitter. I don't know if you know this, but hitters have a little bit of pride when you get into the box. It's not a 98-mile-an-hour fastball or a hammer breaking ball that you're going to see, but he's able to move it and manipulate it such that you see a lot of jam shots. Would probably be a lot of broken bats if these guys were using wood.
Over to first, tag at first. Got a tag play at second base, and it's a double play. Nice job and great decision quickly by Ashatino at first.
Now, this is one that is practiced on a weekly basis for these clubs across the country, but you rarely see it executed because there's so many moving parts. You got to navigate the base runner and that umpire. You've got a small tunnel to throw that ball in. Just well executed on the infield. Ashatino to DeGiorgio. That threat neutralized. 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 5th.
Wrestler at the plate. Skied one to right his first time up. Chop this one to left side. Cut off by Harmony. Straightens up across the diamond just like that. We are through 5, and Lawrence, that young man right there, holding on to that 1-0 lead as we head to the 6th. Top of the 6th inning. 1-0, a pitcher's duel here in Lawrence, an elimination game between Northeastern and Missouri State. Northeastern's had opportunities to capitalize and add runs, but credit the man on the bump for Mo State. Jason Schaff has limited the damage. Love the young fans in attendance here, enjoying some regional baseball coverage.
Yeah, you're seeing a whole lot of compete factor on the mound right now for both Schaff and O'Connor. This is a regional where you thought there were going to be some punches thrown offensively back and forth, and right now it's being thrown on the mound. And both of these guys just pulling out the big pitches when they need to. See Schaff getting close to that century mark as far as the pitch count is concerned, so that Missouri State bullpen is probably going to be seen for the first time.
Drilled out to the alley in right center field. That's going to go for extra bases. Ends up at the base of the wall, and it's a leadoff double off the bat of A.J. Ashatino. Second hit of the game.
Just a good-looking swing to get things going. And fastball inner half. And with how Missouri State's been playing in the outfield, you got a whole lot of room over there to right center. Take advantage of it, and another man in scoring position will be another opportunity, and that's what you're talking about with Mike Glavin just an inning ago. 1 for 15 with runners in scoring position across their 2 games in this Lawrence Regional. And you know, the easy thing to do is you tell your team stop pressing. How do you do that? You get back to your fundamentals. You know what you're going to see from Schaff. You've seen 91 pitches from him now. Can you execute on a game plan going to the plate as we get into crunch time?
Criscola 1 for 2 with a single. Big hole on the left side of the infield. He'll shoot this one to the alley in left center field. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Slices it perfectly. A one-hopper to an RBI double, if not more. Criscola slams on the brakes. It's 2-0 Huskies.
Well, this is supposed to be the game plan for Missouri State. See a short stroke to this and a beautiful left-handed swing going the other way. Go gap to gap, back-to-back doubles to start this 6th inning for the Huskies. A team that's built their offense all year around the running game goes with a little bit of slug here in this 6th inning.
8th double of the season. 30th run batted in for Criscola. Here comes Musakia. Carmelo struck out looking to second, bunted and reached on an error by Schaff in the 4th. 0 for 2. Spin move, and Criscola's back. Gollard playing way in at first base. Sutherland doing the same thing at third.
That's a move there, I think, to just see if Musakia is going to square around early. He doesn't mean that he won't try and drop it down late. Missouri State certainly expecting the bunt with where Gollard and Sutherland are playing.
This one's driven out to deep left field. Forget about the bunt. That's in the backyard. 2-run big fly off the bat of Musakia. It is 4-0 Huskies.
And I got the whole infield drawn in for the bunt, but that backyard is getting worn out with home runs here in this Lawrence Regional. And you talk about flipping the script. That's what I've been talking about all day with Missouri State. Carmelo Musakia gets a ball down and in. He knows that immediately off the bat. We were wondering how it was going to fly here today, and no question about this one. Northeastern, after all these opportunities, finally opening up here in the 6th.
Ojaka is out to the mound, more than likely to make a change. Schaff did a terrific job through 5 innings. Will depart after 94 pitches. He gave his ball club an opportunity. The offense, unfortunately for the Bears, has just not been existed. So we've got ourselves a pitching change. 6th inning, Northeastern's up 4-0. Top of the 6th inning, Carmelo Musakia extending the lead for Northeastern with a home run, a 2-run shot, his 5th of the season, giving him now 35 runs batted in. Chases the starter Schaaf, and it's Ross Felder on in relief. This will be his 22nd appearance. He's made 5 starts on the year, 3-2 and a 5.30 ERA for the redshirt freshman, formerly the University of Arkansas. Facing Will Fosberg.
89-92 on the fastball for Felder. Got a couple of different breaking balls and a changeup that he will throw to both right-handers and left-handers. Now, left-handers have had a lot of success against him this year, hitting near 400 and OPS nearing 1,000. And 6 left-handers in this Northeastern lineup. Going to be a challenge for Felder, but when the bullpen came in last night, this is where it really got away from Missouri State. And going to get late early here. This being an elimination game, you've got to come in and be able to pound the zone, record some quick outs early, allow that offense that just really has not been there for the Bears all day today to try and get something going.
Called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Will Fosberg. Well, they got their strike thrower here. 52 strikeouts, 8 walks on the season. 2-2. Pitch underneath the hands there. Felder, native of Springdale, Arkansas. Highly talented prospect coming out of high school. Went to Arkansas, redshirted there. Now on the bump for Missouri State, the same regional as Arkansas. Swing and a miss. Got him. 1 down.
And that's an encouraging sign if you're Joey Hawkins, especially after yesterday. Going to have a little bit of trauma potentially going to the bullpen here, but you get your freshman come in, pounds the zone with some fastballs, and then you go breaking ball in, which has given you success today on the mound. We saw it from Jason Schaaf all afternoon. 6th strikeout of the day for Missouri State pitching.
Little bouncer toward the middle. Fife is there. And DeGiorgio retired for the 3rd time. 2 outs. Top of the order now. Tyler Harmony coming up. 3 straight extra base hits to open up the 6th inning for Northeastern. Double by Eschettino, double by Criscola. Musakia hitting his 2-run home run.
It's funny how it works sometimes, isn't it? Talk all day about the running game. I've seen next to none of it from Northeastern in this regional at all, but back-to-back-to-back extra base hits to start this 6th.
Home run by Musakia, the 60th hit by the Huskies this year. 0-1. Harmony takes low. Northeastern's 3rd baseman. 0 for 2. Hit by a pitch in the 1st and scored a run. 1-1. In there. Oh, good breaking ball. Comes in and just settles things down.
Yeah, why not go right back to it? Now this, the big swing of the ball game. Carmelo Musakia into the backyard. 4-0 Huskies.
The NCAA Baseball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? It's the bottom of the 6th inning at Hoagland Ballpark in Lawrence, Kansas. Elimination game. Northeastern's up 4-0. And now the starter for Northeastern, Robbie O'Connor, faces the Missouri State lineup for the 3rd time. Top of the order, Sermonelli, Fife, and Sutherland. Lifted in the air out to center field. Garrity has to come in on it. Wind keeps pushing it back toward the infield. 1 away. That's a big out. Sermonelli's been kept in check after a 3-for-3 game yesterday. 0-for-3 thus far.
Yeah, you're seeing a guy on the mound right now in O'Connor that is just committed to being in the strike zone consistently, is not afraid of giving up a hit, and he's attacking these Bear hitters. He's got plenty more in the tank too. He's got as many as 101 pitches. Talk about him being so economical today, just getting over that 60 pitch threshold.
Fife fouls off the first offering. 0-for-2 with a fly ball to right. Got jammed, popped one to short. There's the splits for the outs today for the junior.
And plays to your advantage when you know you're not a guy that's going to rack up the punch outs. A day when you're controlling those strikes in the good part of the strike zone from a pitcher's perspective, you could chew up some innings here. You know, again, you're not worried about this. You're not worried about managing innings. If you're Mike Glavin or this Northeastern pitching staff, working your way through that elimination bracket, it's all about winning that game that's out in front of you. But if you can get a guy that can chew up a ton of a game like this and come away with the victory.
Chop it to short. To Giorgio. 2 down. All right, here's my comp of the day. When you watch Robbie O'Connor, the way he separates the hand, the leg kick, and then the arm slot. Roy Halladay. That's what I keep coming back to. Offensive timeout right now for Missouri State.
I don't think that Robbie O'Connor would complain about that if that's how his career ends up going.
Yeah, right. No doubt.
Well, you saw how effective it was for the Doc.
Trying to slow down O'Connor.
Yeah, you'll see this is what happens. Sometimes you'll see guys taking pitches at the plate. That's not really the MO for Missouri State. Joey Hawkins elects to go with the offensive timeout here. It's sort of like icing the kicker. Just break up that rhythm for O'Connor on the mound. Just one Missouri State hitter has gotten to second base. And one at bat with a runner in scoring position. Just have not been that many chances to try and go to the well today for the Bears.
That was a 2-out double by Bergman back in the 2nd inning. Sutherland 1 for 2. Struck out looking his last time up. He went up there to let it fly, and he let it fly. No balls and a strike. 8 hits for Northeastern, 4 for Missouri State. Check swing, foul. See the frustration from Sutherland at the plate.
And that's exactly what it is. It's a guy in Curry Sutherland can hit the ball. I mean, you see the number 16 homers on the year, 54 ribbies, but you swing through a big curveball, strike one, get caught up in a check swing in 0-2. You just don't really know what to do with the dish.
Fastball away, 1-2. One, 2 on the way. Breaking ball. 70th pitch of the afternoon for O'Connor. He's kept this very good lineup in check. A .297 team batting average, 105 home runs, .530 slugging percentage. Fastball just missed low. O'Connor wanted it. The old walk around the mound.
What a good pitch this was, too. You see it just down at the bottom. It's a tick below the knees. I don't disagree with it. But man, that's a good one in a 2-2 count.
Called strike 3 on the outside part of the play. Sutherland doesn't like it. Has some words for the home plate umpire, and O'Connor has himself a 1-2-3 shutdown inning.
It's a gem for Robbie O'Connor on the mound. Pick up another strikeout, why don't you? Northeastern in control here. It may be time to break the glass for emergency for Southern Miss. The number 9 national seed's on the ropes in Hattiesburg. See their elimination game to the top of the 6th. Virginia leading Southern Miss 9-6. That's one of those 3-4 seed 1-0 games that will come on later today. But Southern Miss in danger of being the first national seed to be eliminated from this NCAA tournament.
2, 3, and 4 for Northeastern. That's Feinberg grounding one to short. He's retired for out number 1. Or they call Friday the golf tournament moving day. Well, Saturday in the regionals for baseball, it's moving day.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. And it's where you start to see that super regional picture take shape. And it's why we talk about it's so important to get off to that 2-0 start. I think over 80% of the teams that end up making it to the super regional round end up 2-0. There's not a whole lot of room to hide. 4-team double elimination format for these 16 regional sites. It just do not have any margin for error to play with. Yeah, it's 93 that win the 93% that win the opening game, and 82% start off 2-0. It's your chances working through that bottom part of the bracket are so slim.
Nice play by Gollard. Sharply hit by Garrity. 2 down. Tennessee eliminated earlier today. Defeated by VCU. UCLA in a elimination game against Virginia Tech now in the bottom of the 1st. No score. USC and Lamar just underway. USC up 2-0 in the top of the 1st. Here it's 4-0 Northeastern. 2 balls and a strike on Matt Brinker. Left fielder today, 1 for 3. Had an RBI double back in the 1st inning. Later tonight, Kansas, the number 1 seed here in Lawrence, taking on the number 2 seed Arkansas.
Boy, Missouri State could have used Ross Felder last night, couldn't they?
Now ball gloved and knocked down by Felder. He's got himself a 1, 2, 3, 7. He's faced 6 batters. He's retired all 6. Stretch time here in Lawrence. Huskies up 4-0. The NCAA regional coverage for all 16 sites continues tomorrow on ESPN Plus and ESPN app. For more information, visit ncaa.com, the home for all NCAA championships. Elimination game, Northeastern against Missouri State. The Huskies up 4-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. The story of this one has been Robbie O'Connor and what he has done to limit the Bears' offense. The Bears sent up Gollard, Bogenpole, and Ryan. 4, 5, and 6. Now you are collecting outs. I mean, you're collecting outs the entire game, but these are important outs. 9 left for the Bears.
You start to see the finish line here. You get into the last third of the ball game, and for Robbie O'Connor, he's staring down the barrel right now. His 2nd complete game here in the month of May. Has been a masterful pitching performance to this point.
Breaking ball missed inside. 2 balls and a strike. Just 4 hits allowed by O'Connor. He struck out 3. He's walked nobody. Tied him up with a fastball. I'm telling you what, you could talk all you want about pitching systems and velocity and spin rate. I will die on this hill. If you can work east and west with conviction, with multiple pitches, you've got a chance to succeed. This one's popped up right side. Ashatino drifting into foul territory, makes the catch, 1 down.
Yeah, that's the thing that becomes so challenging at this level. And we've said this a couple of times in this Lawrence region already, but you won't see college pitchers generally have the ability to pitch in with that conviction that you're talking about. A lot of times you'll see it run up and in on the hands, or it's a hit by pitch off of that front elbow. You're seeing a guy right now in O'Connor that's been 89, 91 with the fastball. We've seen him bump 92, and he reaches back to get a couple more with that 4-seam. But how many of those uncomfortable swings have we seen from the right-handed hitting Bears in this lineup on that pitch that just runs up and in? He's been going that direction. He's been able to spin breaking ball out and away. It's keeping him off balance, and it moves your eyesight not only up down, but you're looking in, and you've got to honor that pitch away.
No balls, 2 strikes. I mean, just go back to the Gollard at bat prior to the pop-up. Slider in that misses in, a front door slider that misses in, and then he goes fastball in and ties them up. A swing and a miss. Oh, 2 outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And you know what we haven't seen a whole lot of is the cambio. It's been pretty much fastball or 2-seam, run up, and a slider.
You've seen a couple of those change-ups, but has not had to get too creative out there on the mound.
Breaking ball taps over to Goddard. Pardon me, Ashatino. Bogut pulls retired for out number 2.
And we said this coming in. The key for O'Connor was keep the ball on the ground. And so far, even the balls that have been in the air have been weak contact. Anytime you're looking at a pitcher into the 7th inning and there are no individual pitch counts that start with a 2, that's a really good thing. Had that 6-pitch inning just a couple of frames back, and that's how you find yourself at the 81 pitch mark with 2 outs in the 7th.
Jax Ryan, the right fielder, 0 for 2. By the way, Northeastern with a new left fielder, Max Knight, taking over from Matt Brinker in left. This one lifted in the air down the line, off the end of the bat, slicing to foul territory. Now it's out of play.
It's a frustrating type of day for an offense. If you played the game long enough, you had something like this where you've got a guy on the mound that just seems to have your number. You know Mike Glavin's got to be thrilled with what he's seen from his right-hander. Similar type of run that Northeastern went on last week in the conference tournament.
This one drilled out to left field, hit well, going back on it. And at the wall is not caught. Off the glove, it stays into play. And Jax Ryan has himself a 2-out double. It's Carter Bentley in left field, pardon me.
Almost breaking through for the first run of the day for Missouri State. You've seen the ball go out to the backyard. Looks like the glove of Carter Bentley actually keeps this in the yard, just not able to corral it for the out. You know that ball is going to find you when you enter the ball game late. It's
always
defensive substitution, and that is a tough one to ask for Bentley going back on it. Now saves a run. Sure looked like that was headed out into the backyard for another home run.
Double for Ryan, his 9th of the year. Second time that Missouri State's had a man reach second base. The other was back in the second.
Now both have come in on 2-out doubles.
Bergman has certainly seen the ball well.
Yeah, you see this ball's heading out. If it doesn't catch that leather of Bentley jumping up to make that play.
Almost as if he took his eye off of it. A little too soon.
And trying to spot the landing before you secure the catch.
Bouncer foul. Bergman, by the way, 2 for 2, a double and a single. Carter Bentley, the left fielder. Lifted out toward right center field. Has some carry to it. Musaki going back, and it's off the top of the wall. Scoring is Ryan. And again, Bergman continued to see the ball well from O'Connor. Picks up his 3rd hit. And the Bears get on the board. It's 4-1 Northeastern.
That's the one guy that's been seeing the ball well today. You see him go backside here. A flat swing through the zone. Carmelo Mizaki looks like lost where he was on the field just a shade. It's not going to lead to anything extra for Missouri State on the base path, but the Bears finally able to break through with their first run of the ball game. Back-to-back doubles. You see Bergman has led the way offensively, equaling the rest of the team in the hit category. Like we said, this is where it starts to really become real that this is an elimination game. Missouri State trying to find out if they've got one more effort in them offensively. Kevin Cobb, the pitching coach, out for the first time today to have a conversation with his right-hander. Really the first bump in the road for Robbie O'Connor all afternoon.
So 2 outs and a man in scoring position. 4-1 Northeastern here in the 7th. And Bobby Atkinson, the DH, at the plate. Lifts this one down the third base line. This one's slicing foul and out of play. The left-handed slice plus the wind pushing it. Sun trying to peek through the clouds here, so a little bit brighter. A lot of glare.
It's working on it. It was around this time yesterday.
Yeah.
Maybe a little earlier. Day number 1.
Ball and a strike for Atkinson. 90 pitches now for O'Connor. Bears 1 for 2 with men in scoring position. They just haven't had that many opportunities. There's a strike, 1-2. Atkinson, a senior, transfer from Bradley. Chopper left side. It's going to be a tough play, but DeGiorgio gets rid of it quickly and got the out at first base. The Bears do get a run, however, on the back-to-back 2-out doubles to get on the board.
Yeah, this one's going to get close down the stretch. Missouri State breaks through for the first time.
Looks like they're going to review the play at first base.
Missouri State is challenging the ruling of out at first base.
Wondering if the foot stayed on the base, but didn't seem to get. This might just be one of those. You can't take the challenges with you, so might as well use one to see if you can keep the inning alive.
Yeah, late enough in the game. It's a little bit of an awkward defensive alignment too. You saw DeGiorgio have to reshift his weight back, get that throw. It's up the line. So he's pinched up the middle, so he's got to work back towards the hole and stick his foot in the ground. Try and get enough on that throw.
No argument from either guy until the last second. Might as well challenge it.
Yeah, this is where you see the coach kind of just toss that challenge flag out.
There's the operations center in Pittsburgh. The call stands. It'll be the 3rd out. We'll head to the 8th inning. If not, Missouri State will continue to bat, trailing at 4-1. Gets overturned. They'd have runners in 1st and 3rd.
I can see the foot's in the vicinity.
Yeah.
And that's a tough stretch for a right-handed first baseman to make. We'll see what the umpires think.
After review, the call on the field of out is confirmed. Missouri State will have 1 challenge remaining.
We'll head to the 8th inning here at Hoagland Ballpark. Elimination game. Northeastern up 4-1. The NCAA Baseball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Elimination game here. After an hour-and-a-half weather delay to get this one started, we had a pitcher's duel for a while. It was 1-0 Northeastern until the 6th inning. The Huskies struck for 3 in that one, back-to-back doubles, then a home run by Carmelo Musakia made it 4-0 before the Bears got on the board in the bottom of the 7th. That's where we stand now. Ross Felder came on in the 6th inning, and all he has done is face 6 batters and retired all 6. Ashatino, Criscola, Musakia here in the Husky half of the 8th. Ashatino 2 for 3, a single and a double. Skies this one out toward left. See the guys shading their eyes. Bogenpole comes over to left field from center, makes the catch. Round number 1.
It's a little tough out there right now. Sun peeking through. You got the sunglasses on, but it's a gray sky and overcast. See the guys out in the outfield trying to navigate. Insurance goes a long way here if you're Northeastern. Make you feel comfortable about this. Again, these teams in elimination games, you're playing through that 27th out.
Looks like Felder having issues with the communication device.
Now, I've talked to a lot of coaches about this. And you seem to see this a lot, right? Kind of a vitamin 1 a day. Mm-hmm. And more often than not, the unofficial diagnoses that I've heard is just not turned on.
Right.
That usually helps.
Yeah. Break your ball for a strike. Criscola 2 for 3 with a single and a double. Now, obviously, there's different variations of the technology via the watch and PitchCom. PitchCom being the one that goes inside your hat, although they do have a display type as well. Technology, man.
You know what it's eliminated, unfortunately? It's eliminated the teammate that everybody has that gets to second base and takes one pitch and thinks they've got the signs.
Yeah, yeah.
Those guys are the best, and everybody's got one.
Yeah. Swing and a miss. 8 up, 8 down for the Bears right-hander.
Hindsight is certainly 20/20, but maybe a little different ball game last night if it's Ross Felder into the ball game in the middle innings for Missouri State, following up Max Knight. He's been fantastic through his 28 pitches.
Different offense, Arkansas versus Northeastern, but that being said, he's throwing strikes, which is what they needed last night when they had a 4-3 lead against Arkansas.
Well, it sounds simple, doesn't it? Like coming out of the bullpen and pound the mitt. How many of these NCAA tournament games, though, come down to that, the ability to come in and be efficient on the mound out of the bullpen? It's such a valuable asset.
This one down to the right field corner, diving for it and coming up empty is the right fielder, Jax Ryan. Trying to get to third base is Musakia. The throw is not in time. It is a triple. The second triple of the season.
I feel like I may have offended Carmelo Musakia saying he was going to bunt in his last at bat. All he's done since then is homer and then triple down the line. You see Jax Ryan selling out for this ball into the right field corner, and you've got no help over there if you're going to lay out for it. Now it's a tight corner. There's not a whole lot of foul territory, but that is just enough for the speedy Musakia to slide into third base. A couple of extra base hits his last 2 at bats, and the 2 big swings of the day for Northeastern.
Here's Fosberg, and he got hosed on a bunt base hit. They got charged or changed to an error. Break your ball for a strike. Huskies trying to get that run back. The Bears put on the board in the 7th. Northeastern 3 for 9 with men in scoring position. He's got a good curveball, doesn't he?
He's not afraid to go to it either. We've seen it for glove strikes, but he'll get that swing and miss on it as well. Similar to what we saw from Schaaf starting the ballgame, having success to left-handed hitters on the inner half.
One ball, two strikes, man at third, two down. Trying to get him to chase. Count evened up. Coming up later on, the 1-0 game. Arkansas, number 2 seed, taking on Kansas, the number 1 seed. Two. Lined out toward center field. Bogenpole is there. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th inning here in Lawrence, Kansas. Northeastern leading it 4-1.
Our Capital One rewarding performance of the day. I don't think you have to look too hard for this one. Robbie O'Connor, stellar on the mound for the Huskies. 7 innings of work, scattered his 6 hits, the 1 earned run coming in the 7th inning for Missouri State. Punched out 3, but was economical all day and gave his team an opportunity to survive this first elimination game of the Lawrence Regional. What a day for Robbie O'Connor on the mound.
New pitcher on the bump. It's Andrew Rogovic, sophomore, Rybrook, New York. 4.2 and a 4.42 ERA.
And he's a guy that'll rack up some punch outs. A little bit of a different style. 58 strikeouts that he's had in 38 2/3 innings of work. And another one. These arms have played a huge role in that CAA conference tournament. And that's pretty good over his last 10 appearances.
Pinch hitter Brent Craigle comes up for Gabe Rossler.
This is one guy we see some velocity from. Fastball up to 95 for Rogovic.
That breaking ball will work.
We've seen some good ones all day, both sides too.
Craigle lays off. 2 balls and a strike. 293 hitter this year. 6 home runs and 34 runs batted in. Wrestler finishes the day 0 for 2. Breaking ball in there for strike. 2-2. 2-2 on the way. That's in the dirt, or in this case, the carpet. Full count. Sun has come out. This game started about an hour and a half later than the original start time. It's 4-1 here, the bottom of the 8th. 3-2. Swing and a miss. One down.
The ability to go to a secondary stuff, a 3-2 count like this, first at bat coming out of the bullpen, is so valuable. Talked about us seeing good off speed all day, and here's another one. Pinch hitter Kragel just unable to make the adjustment to it. One up and one down for Rogovic.
Fouled off. Bryce Sermonelli, the second baseman, has been held in check today. 0 for 3 after having a monster opening day. Ball and a strike. Sermonelli bouncer back to the mound, a pop-up to first and a fly ball to center field. 6 total hits for the Bears in this one. One and two.
I get a really good sense of how Andrew Rogovic has held hitters to a 173 batting average this year against him. And combine that fastball that he'll run into the mid-90s with breaking ball that is thrown with confidence at the bottom of the zone right now.
Two count with one out here in the 8th. Bears breaking through with back-to-back extra base hits in the 7th to get on the boards. Sermonelli goes down swinging. Talk about an uncomfortable swing. 2 down.
How impressive has it been between O'Connor and now Rogovic, what they've done to Bryce Sermonelli. Guy literally could not be held off the bases yesterday by Arkansas. Husky pitching giving the Bears fits all afternoon today.
Coming to play today is staff ERA under 5. Offensively, they do it with their legs. Gotten some timely hitting today, especially in that 3 runs, 6th inning. 2 doubles and a home run. Opened up that 1-0 lead to 4-0. Look at 5-0 for 3. 1 for 8 so far in this regional. 2 balls and a strike. 95 on that fastball. Cued off the end of the bat towards second base. Rogovic has himself a 1-2-3 8th inning. We're off to the 9th here in Lawrence. Elimination game with the Huskies on top.
In the middle of the 8th, Missouri State's first
Top of the ninth here in the elimination game in Lawrence. Northeastern leading Missouri State 4-1. Speaking of elimination games, how about regional hosts in elimination games? Auburn leading 12-7. North Carolina State trying to make it interesting. Virginia leading Southern Miss. The Virginia Tech game still 0-0. Here it's 4-1. Craigle came in as a pinch hitter, takes over at first base, and Goddard, who was at first, moves out to left for Missouri State. 9-1-2 for Northeastern. DeGiorgio, Harmony, and Feinberg. And with a 2-strike count, they shift with Sutherland, a third baseman, moving over towards second base. There's Craigle. Goddard comes in and left and toward the foul line. Swing and a miss. Got him with that breaking ball down and in. One down.
One play's pretty big here for the Huskies, but that is a tough ask against that guy on the mound. It has been a much needed relief appearance for Ross Felder. 4th punch out of the day in his 3 1/3 innings of work. Just wonder if it's too little too late for the Bears. They're going to have to mount offense in the 9th already.
Bouncer toward first. Craigle has the ball go off his glove. It's a fair ball. Tried to move too quickly to get the out. He'll get charged with an error, and that'll be the second one for Missouri State on the afternoon.
Yeah, and you just want this back. You got more time than you know what to do with on this ball. It's hit relatively hard to you, but you can see he's just looking at first base already instead of looking that into the glove. There's nothing that you need to do on this besides corral it. The last thing these Huskies need right now is a free base.
Feinberg, the batter. He's the DH, 2 for 4. Single and a double. Again, big alley in right center field for Feinberg. Oh, 2. Felder's done a heck of a job. This is 4th inning of relief, 4 strikeouts. He's allowed 1 hit, 2-out triple in the 8th. Lined out to the alley in right center field. That'll get down. That'll go all the way to the wall. Heading around second, headed to third, and being waved around is Musakia, or pardon me, Harmony. And it's an RBI double off the bat of Feinberg, makes it 5-1. That error comes back to haunt.
I'm talking about how big one plays here. It gets you to that 4-run lead. Now it's going to take a whole lot of traffic for the Bears in the bottom half of this 9th inning to get the tying run to the plate. Second time today we've seen Harrison Feinberg go into the right center field gap for extra bases. We talked about the Red Sea that has parted out there with the way that the defensive alignment has been for Missouri State. RBI double for the Husky designated hitter.
Joey Hawkins making his way out. Now it looks like Sutherland's going to come in to pitch.
This is where you start to see the gloves getting shifted around.
Felder did a heck of a job. Departs after 3+ innings of relief, allowing just 2 hits. Missouri State's third baseman will come onto the bump. Be able to try to finish this 9th inning off for Missouri State. Sutherland has worked 14 games this year. He's made 1 start. 2-0 at a 6.08 ERA. 13+ innings, 19 strikeouts, and 10 walks. matchup tonight coming up at 5:36 Central Time, 6:36 Central Time. It's been announced by KU. The first pitch, number 1 Jayhawks taking on number 2 Razorbacks in the 1-0 game here in Lawrence. Much anticipated 1-0 game, especially among the fan bases, at least via social media a couple of days ago, prior to the regional starting. But they are out tailgating beyond the left field wall, out in the parking lot. This place will be jam-packed.
I have to think we may see a bicker or two out there in the backyard.
No doubt.
You look at the numbers for Curry Sutherland on the mound this year. We've seen what he's been able to do at the plate. 19 punch-outs in 13 1/3 innings of work. 89-92 on the fastball. We'll have a breaking ball to go with it. Be around the mid-80s or so. Touch on it for Ross Felder, though. What a fantastic job that he did on the mound. Four punch-outs, came in and threw strikes, though, and that was the Achilles heel in this opening game for Missouri State last night. Would have loved to have seen what that appearance would have done for him, but find yourself in the situation now, have to keep this a 5-1 ball game. Give yourself an opportunity if you're Joey Hawkins in the bottom of the 9th, get a couple of men on and run into one, which this Missouri State offense is more than capable of doing.
Sutherland taking over on the bump. Sermonelli moves over from second to play third base. Jax Ryan comes in to play second base. And Jackson Beeman takes over in right. 1-0. Breaking ball is in there for a strike. 1-1. Ryan Garrity. Fly ball out, a walk, a strikeout, and a ground out. Over 3. He's got a man in scoring position with Northeastern up 5-1 here in the 9th inning. Huskies double digits and hits with 10. That is lined out toward right field. Beeman going back on it. Ball, and he makes the catch as he falls down on the warning track. 2 down.
What were you saying earlier about the ball going to find you out there in the outfield? This is 2 now that we've seen. This is really tough to do for Jackson Beeman out in right field. As you're falling to the ground, maintain an eye line on that baseball and be able to corral it for the out. Him falling out there, if this hits turf, that's
no doubt
a whole lot of extra bases.
Yep. Breaking ball misses low. It's Carter Bentley. Bentley's first plate appearance. 242 hitter this year. 5 doubles, a home run, and 7 runs batted in. 1-1. Due up for the Bears in the bottom of the 9th. Sutherland, Gollert, and Bogenpole, 3, 4, and 5. Currently down by 4 runs. 1-1 now. 2-1. Chopper foul.
Northeastern just looked very comfortable in this situation all day today. They really have, and I think a lot of that goes back to the run they had to make through the CAA tournament last week.
As Coach Glavin pointed out, I mean, they were pressing a little bit yesterday and today with men in scoring position. They've really calmed down, especially that 6th inning. When you get back-to-back doubles, all of a sudden you feel a little breathing room. You get a hit with a man in scoring position, when it hadn't happened too often. Up until that point, they've been 1 for 15 with men in scoring position. 3-2. Chopper to the right side. Off the chest. And the 3rd out is recorded. Northeastern adds a run, a little insurance. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Missouri State Bears down to the last 3 outs of the season. They're down by 4. Bottom of the ninth inning. Missouri State down to its last 3 outs and trying to get something going to stave off elimination. They'll take on Andrew Wirtz, the senior, to try to finish this one off as he takes over for Rogovic, who did a nice job in the 8th.
Yeah, this is the stopper for Northeastern. He's been the guy at the back end. 6 saves for the Huskies on the year. Through 29 pitches yesterday, 21 strikes for Andrew Wirtz. Fastball, big breaking ball as well, as we've seen all day for both of these teams. Gave up a couple of runs to Kansas yesterday, but was stellar in his previous 15 appearances. 21 scoreless innings for the big right-hander. It's an opportunity for him to get back to it. Last-ditch effort for Missouri State. We'll see if the Bears are able to get a couple of men on and run into one. More than capable of doing it here.
First pitch, chopped foul by Sutherland. No balls at a strike. Sutherland today 1 for 3. Single and a couple of strikeouts. Take the breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-2. Defensively straight up for Northeastern. Fell back.
That caught a lot of the plate for an 0-2 fastball, didn't it?
Get away with it with a 4-run lead. 1-run lead, a little different. What you got to be careful of is not messing around here, because this Missouri State lineup that has been kept in check can explode at any time.
And it doesn't take much either. We've seen how aggressive they've been all day. They are not afraid to make it happen really fast, like a blitz type of offense.
Cued foul. Going back to that breaking pitch. So the count remains at 1-2. Bears losing last night's game 9-5 to Arkansas. Down 5-1 here in the 9th inning. 6 total hits for the Bears. Another 1-2 outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That fastball at 94. Coming up a little bit later at 5:36 Central, 6:36 Eastern Time. Kansas taking on Arkansas. 1 versus 2. Lifted foul and out of play.
Dan Fitzgerald looking on. This ballpark's going to look a little bit different here come up in a couple hours.
Sir.
Well, this is the type of at-bats that you see in an elimination game. Got to get something going. Curry Sutherland been a guy that has cashed in on opportunities, but needs to be a table setter here in this instance for the Bears. Making work here for this first out in the 9th. 9th pitch, the AB coming up.
Breaking ball over the head of Sutherland. And a full count. You got the right guys in the lineup due up. Gollard on deck, Bogenpole to follow. Over to first and gloved at first base by Ashatino, 1 down.
Right place, right time for A.J. Ashatino. You see the reaction. He's got to go down, pick this off the turf, and he's able to get that glove underneath it. 2 to get for the Huskies.
Got it 0 for 3. Strikeout, ground out, pop up. Just off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lifted in the air. This one fouling out of play.
Just 3 at-bats with runners in scoring position today for Missouri State. The chances just have not been there. They've only left 4 men on. It's been a stellar pitching performance for Northeastern all afternoon.
This one looped out toward right center field. And a terrific jump and ride by Musakia, who's been all over the place today on the field offensively. Snags it for the 2nd out.
He can make up a lot of ground that others can't with the speed. We've talked about it in the offensive end, but he showing it with the leather here. Ball floating up just enough to him. And Missouri State down to its last out of the season.
Bears down to the last out. Bogenpole with a big swing and a miss. Center fielder 1 for 3. Had a single back in the 4th inning. Shift is on the 0-1 outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Northeastern trying to advance to another elimination game tomorrow afternoon. This one sliced foul and out of play. 1-2. The Bears down to the last strike. Bears picking up an at-large bid for the 8th time in program history. Coming to play today a 34-20 season. And the 1-2. Chopper back toward the middle. It's going to be a tough play. Heck of a job getting to it by Criscola. But he had so far to go, and Bogenpole picks up the 2-out infield single.
For Missouri State.
It keeps the Bears' chances alive. Jax Ryan coming up.
That was going to be a really tough ask for Charlie Criscola, the way that he was shifted. Trying to mount a comeback like that with 2 outs, that's how it's got to go. You got to get one after the other. No margin for error for Missouri State.
They'd like to keep it going for their best hitter today, and Carter Bergman is on deck. 3 for 3, a single and 2 doubles. First pitch, a strike. Ryan today 1 for 3, doubled and scored in the 7th. Double for Ryan, his 9th of the season. Bogenpole not being held on at first base. 0-1. No balls, 2 strikes, and yet again down to the last strike. Northeastern fans on their feet on the 3rd base side. The 0-2 pitch, and that's a balk. Balk is called. Bogenpole started to move at first base. He wasn't being held on, so I'm not sure why Wirtz was worried about him.
Yeah, that's not a runner that you're concerned with this point in time. If you're Wirtz on the mound, is all about the mid of Will Fosberg behind the dish.
Oh, 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hear the grunts from Wirtz. 95 on that heater. This was popped up. Should do it. To Giorgio, no, it's Harmony. Call it 4. Third out is recorded, and Northeastern is knocked off Missouri State by the final of 5-1.
Now this one's all about the arms for Northeastern. What a day for this Husky pitching staff. Their second tournament win in program history, and they'll move on to another elimination game tomorrow. How about that guy, Robbie O'Connor, today?
He went off, did a terrific job in setting the tone as the starter, and got some offensive help, especially in that 6th inning. And that's what the bracket looks like. Northeastern advances to another elimination game tomorrow at 1 Eastern time. They will take on the loser of tonight's nightcap. Number 1 Kansas taking on number 2 Arkansas. And that's coming up at 5:36. First pitch here Central Time, 6:36 Eastern Time. Northeastern defeating and knocking out Missouri State by the final of 5-1. Terrific afternoon for baseball. Even after the delay, we got it done. Mike Glavin's team certainly did. For Connor Wanhan and I'm Victor Rojas saying thank you for watching. From Lawrence, Kansas, Northeastern knocks out Missouri State, final 5-1.